Okay, sync. So, 5,
4,
4,
3, 2,
1.
1. We are live.
I'll be honest, I nearly clicked stop on the recording.
Nice,
If I
already
can
done
imagine,
with it.
I get us synced up. I'm like, perfect. End recording. That'll do.
Entire episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no.
it's just the theme playing, intro, and then
Yeah.
outro. With us going 5. 4.
Oh my god, what a great! Maybe we'll release that one day as a podcast.
We could do that as like if we're doing it on YouTube, we could do it as an unlisted mini episode.
Yeah.
Did that?
That could be great. Yeah, I like that idea. It's good.
Yeah, Tom Scott does that with his you know those things he does round like a table, where it's just him and his mates like chatting shit. Basically, he does like outtakes of that where he knows that hardcore fans would find it funny, but regular viewers wouldn't. So he keeps it out of the regular video and leaves it as an unlisted thing instead.
I get you. Did you see his video recently, by the way? The one where he said, "Oh, this video is exactly X number of views."
Yeah.
When you saw it, was the video the same number of views as
it was? Yeah.
It was title-wise. It
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was exactly the same for me as well, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good."
Yeah, he's next level. Love that guy.
Yeah, it is pretty sick.
Although he's I met him. I don't know if I'm.
No, you never told me that you've met him. Oh no, wait, I think you did, and I forgot.
I went
tell
to.
me more though.
I went to see their.
Tell the viewers because they don't know.
Went to see their citation needed episode recording, and
What was that?
so citation needed is like a format they used to do. Tom got a Wikipedia article. Called something. He'd read out the title of it, and then the other 3 would have to guess what the like topic is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically it. And it was you get points and stuff for various things, how correct you are.
Wait, and you got invited to one of those?
It was in the YouTube space. So you could apply for like tickets and stuff.
Oh, okay, right. I see. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I thought you meant just like in his dining room, and you just randomly got invited to join him.
I'm just sitting in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, you're just there making them drinks. It's like, you're right, guys. How's it going?
Fuck. Yeah, it's good. It was really cool. And then talked to a couple of them afterwards.
Yeah.
Just like general kind of. It felt like I was at a convention, you know, that kind of chat you have with people at conventions, where you're like, "Hey, yeah." You know, it's like a non-thing that they'll never remember, but it was like quite cool to meet them.
It's like super non-committal conversation.
Really is.
It's like, oh yeah, great to meet you. Yeah, it's fantastic to be out here. Yeah, I'm really loving it. Yeah, it's been a busy day. Okay, well, bye. Those are all the topics that you'll talk about when you meet someone at a convention.
Yeah, even if it's like you're the first person in the morning to line up, there'd be like like how you getting on today? And like, oh mate, it's I'm absolutely exhausted already, you know.
Yeah. Well, the setup took a while, so you know we're already tired, and we haven't even started the day yet. But you know it's gonna be a long one. So
but thanks for coming. Thanks for turning up, mate. We've met too many YouTubers.
Oh, dear. That's shockingly true.
God damn. Should we do like an official start?
I thought we'd already started. I mean, we've got 4 minutes on the clocks already, so fuck it.
We already do.
I think it's time that we thank our sponsor for the first time.
Yes. Our sponsor this week is Frosty's Cereal.
Ah, yes, excellent.
They're okay, aren't they?
Yeah, they're food.
They'll do.
Yep, so big shout out to my boy Tony. He knows what's up. He's getting us them frosty flakes.
So we were just, going about our weekly business. Get an email, pop into the inbox, and it's Tony. I'll read it out for you.
Yep.
What Up My Boys with a Z.
Yep. Yeah, of course. This is all in papyrus as well, by the way.
Yeah. He this is all photographed shapes of letters made out of Frosties.
Oh my god!
It's like a ransom note.
Yeah. Oh my god! They're holding our free time hostage.
Yeah. What Up My Boys? This is Tone. Apparently, Tone the Tiger now.
Tone the Tiger, yeah.
That might be for copyright, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tone the Tiger. Checked out the last few episodes. You suck. Oh, okay. I didn't actually read this far the first time.
Yeah. I'll be honest, you can skip the 4th paragraph because it talks a lot about how Carol Baskin has ruined the reputation of tigers.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was going to say there's like 4 sentences and then it is the bit where it launches into that like block of text.
Yeah. It's just a huge tirade. Like I'll be honest, I just replied yes without reading the rest. I don't know if you replied as well, but I just replied yes so I didn't have to finish reading it.
I saw you replied, so I didn't go any further. But
I was wondering if you were gonna reply or not, or if you just didn't read it.
No,
I'll be honest, it sounds like you didn't.
Well, I'll be honest. I skimmed that long paragraph. I didn't really I thought we'd discuss it at a later date, but obviously the sponsor's gone through. We've got the money and stuff. So
wait, we're getting paid for this?
In Frosties.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Okay, that would explain why my breakfast was Frosties this morning.
Yeah.
This has been the longest sponsorship bit we've done.
Well, I think there was a bit more context this week,
Yeah. There was a lot more context this week.
the current climate kind of allows for that. So big shout out to Tone. Thanks for the email. Yep. Thanks for checking us out.
To Tony the Tiger, who has personally sponsored us. Out of his own pocket. They're great. What can we say?
Just Frosties in his pocket at all times.
Yeah.
Buys something over the counter, just slides a bunch of crumpled up Frosties.
Yeah, the only reason we took this job was because we wanted him to stop throwing Frosties at us. We had too many already, so thank you for not sending us any more Frosties.
That's the bit after that block of text where he signs off the email with "I know where you live," Tone.
Yeah.
Well, glad it didn't come to that.
Did you also get an unmarked package?
Oh, that was from him.
Yes. So I know you might not have opened it, but if you do, I would recommend not opening it because it is a cornflakes bomb. I'm not gonna lie. It's just the second you open it up, cornflakes will launch into your house.
Jesus Christ!
At high speed. In fact, it's more like a claymore than anything. In all honesty, the shrapnel from the cornflakes. I mean, right now I'm shredded. I got a free beard trim. That's about the only good thing that came of this.
Man's is shredded.
Yeah. So big shout out to Shredded Wheat. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, Shredded Wheat do beard trimming exclusively with their new beard bomb.
Yeah, designed by Tones the Tiger.
Right, we're like 8-9 minutes into this, I think.
Yeah.
So
4-minute sponsor. We better be getting paid big money.
Yeah, we better be. But just to kind of say hello. Hi, I'm Craig. This is Vince.
Hello, hi, hey, hi.
How have you been this week? How you doing?
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I managed to borrow a PS4 off of my sister-in-law, and immediately after this, I will be sitting down to play the Final Fantasy VII remake.
That is big news.
Hell yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I'm actually so hyped for it. Like, I'll be honest, I nearly bought a PS4 just so that I could play it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hype. That's hype.
It is. Yeah. I've managed to dodge so many spoilers. Like.
Yeah. I've never played the full game. I don't even know what happens. I know the bad dude. I know him.
So the TLDR on Final Fantasy VII storyline, as it is originally, I don't know about the remake, but as it was originally, the TLDR is you play a character called Cloud, who is an ex-mercenary. He was a part of a fancy schmancy technical project. Then he finds out that the person who was leading that project, Sephiroth, is now bad, and he has to try and defeat him. But on the way, he finds out that his memory's all fucked up and he's misremembering things. And eventually, he remembers it all correctly, and then he gets strong enough so that he can kill Sephiroth. But in the meantime, Sephiroth manages to piss off the world, summon a meteor to blow up the planet, and multiple giant, horrendous monsters, or kaijins,
Nice.
as the Japanese would call them, show up to try and kill all of humanity at the same time. So there's a lot of world-ending events happening that you have to try and stop.
Yeah, and that's the OG plot, isn't it? Like PS1.
Yeah. That's the OG plot. Oh, and your character at one point dresses up like a woman and nearly gets fucked by a super gross Don.
So when I played on the PS1, that wasn't my storyline really.
Oh, okay.
No, I had a different plot. So my character.
You reached the chocobo farm and was like, "This is me now. I just farm chocobos."
No, I'll tell you where I got up to. Actually, I remember it really vividly. So, I was called Craig. That I renamed Cloud.
Okay,
and then who's the guy? Who's the guy with the gun for an arm? Barrett. That's it. So he took the name of my brother Kieran. So he was called Kieran. I cannot look at that character model now without thinking of Kieran's name. It's like imprinted into my head that that's the character. And I made it all the way to, I think you go into some kind of circus. It's got like multiple doors that you have to go through, or you're chasing someone and they escape through.
You talking about the gold saucer?
I might.
Out in the desert?
I might be. Oh, yeah, and you get like locked in this kind of dungeon, this basement thing, and you have to obviously fight your way out.
Yeah.
I could never complete that fight. I was really under-resourced to do it. Like I don't know how the game even bloody worked at that age. I don't think, but I just know I couldn't beat it, and I just and then I found Pokemon Yellow. And I was like, cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I definitely played Pokemon before I played Final Fantasy.
Ah, that's really interesting.
I
was like, Pokemon's more my speed.
Yeah. Dude, I still remember Pokemon Blue being new because I remember. Okay.
Same. I remember Red. I got it for my birthday on my birthday.
Well, I still remember when we went to buy Pokemon Blue, right? So we were in Croydon, okay. It was me and my mum. We'd gone to Croydon, like the shopping centre, Westfield Shopping Centre or something like that.
Whitgift.
Maybe it was Whitgift. I don't know. Yeah. It was like a huge, big shopping centre sort of area. Anyway, we were over there, but on the way there, I had been playing on my Game Boy the whole time, and I'd gotten motion sick on the way there. So I didn't have much.
Love that game. Love that game.
What, motion sick? What a good game.
Yeah.
That game was so sick. No, I was playing Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, nice.
I was specifically trying to beat the pigs in the clockwork level.
Yeah.
The fact that I still remember that is insane. But yeah, so as we was on our way there, my mum basically said, "Listen, if you behave yourself, I might buy you a game." I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then I got sick, so I couldn't misbehave because I was too unwell to misbehave. Right? So I was just silently following, right, the whole time, just like, and then right at the end, it was like it had been. I'd been so good that my mum was like, "Okay, yeah, you've been really, really good today, so I'll get you a game. What do you want?" And it was literally, we were walking up to, it was either Game Station or Game at the time, and I remember seeing a huge cardboard cutout of Blastoise in the window, and I was like, "I want whatever game has that in it."
Yeah.
And literally, my mum just went in and was like, "Excuse me, what game is that advertising?" And they were like, "Oh, it's Pokemon Blue, blah 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 blah. It's for the Game
blue,
Boy.
blue, 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 blue.
Yeah. That's actually what they said. My mom was like, "Oh, fucking good at your job, are you?" But yeah, she bought it for me, and then when I got home, that's when I opened it up and played it, and oh my god, dude, the hours that I put into
Oh
that
yeah,
game, the
they're
hours
disgusting
I put
amount of
into that
hours.
game. And the route that game then put me on is then when
Mm,
Silver came out, it was like, yo, Silver's happening, give me that Silver. And then
that's
when Crystal
so
come out, it was like, give me that Crystal, boy.
that's so interesting, right? I've got pretty much the same story, but I went the opposite arm of that. So yeah, I'll fact check myself there. I don't think I got it on my birthday because I remember we drove to Kingston, so it must have been for Christmas or something. So me and my brother, we got red and blue at the same time, and we bought them in the shop.
Yep.
There used to be like a retro games. Well, I say retro game shop. It's just a game shop. Jesus.
Yeah.
Just as you get off the bus at Kingston, like the bit where all the buses terminate, basically there
Yeah.
used to be a game shop right over the road. Went in there, bought red and blue, and I got red, and then afterwards I got gold.
Yeah.
So I kind of went the opposite way to you.
Did you play Ruby and Sapphire?
I never did, no. And that was because I never kept up with the consoles.
Damn.
The last Nintendo console I ever owned was a Game Boy Color, and then I bought
Oh, damn.
maybe 5 years ago. I ended up buying a DS for the first time. It was like 12
Yeah.
quid.
Oh, wow.
And I've literally never booted it up.
Nice one, bud.
Yeah, got my money's worth.
Hell yeah.
So
No, that's... Wow, okay. Because I can tell you now. Okay, so for anyone listening who's curious about my total Pokemon route, it was blue, silver. I'm not including the conjoined of the two, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like, the yellow or the crystal. I don't really count those.
Mm.
Because they're not like originals, right? In my mind. They're like
Ooh.
the extras. But I always got the extras, so you can just always count them as there. So I got blue, then I went silver, then I went ruby, then check this shit out. Then I got fire. Oh wait, yeah, I got fire motherfucking red, boy. Fire motherfucking red. Do you feel me? Right? Yeah, I got fire red, and that was a Japanese translated cart, by the way. I had fire red before Pokemon that Pokemon remake even came out in Europe. Okay.
Nice.
Then I went into Diamond from Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
And that was the last one I really put any big time into. I did get one of the more recent ones, but I didn't really play it. I got Pokemon Moon out of Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
But I only really played maybe even the first quarter of the game, and then I stopped playing. I think the thing is when you're a kid, you're down to grind, right? But as an adult, I'm not really down to grind anymore.
Yeah, like
I'll be honest, so much
hours.
of my other life feels like a grind.
Grinding every other hour, so.
Yeah, I'm like grinding literally every other hour of my life. I cannot be bothered to grind in a video game anymore.
Yeah.
I really want to, because I genuinely remember those like hours grinding as being a lot of fun, even though I was just doing the same repetitive shit.
Yeah.
But for some reason now I'm just like, nah, man, I can't do that. just give me an option where I pay with my money that I did grind for in real life.
Yeah.
Like, we're both grinding, we're just grinding in different ways. You're grinding and playing the game, I'm grinding and making money to then pay to avoid the grind in the game.
Wow, that is convoluted.
It's true though. It's true. That's literally all pay to win is.
My
pay to win is just I did grinding in real life.
Just looking on my shelf behind me, I've got gold on the shelf. I've got my yellow.
Yep.
Shelley has got her crystal.
Oh, crystal.
So they're all there. They're all there.
Nice.
I still need to replace the battery in my gold.
I
I
also
never
need
did
to
it.
replace the battery in my silver and crystal.
Oh, we could have a
Yeah.
battery party, mate.
Oh, sounds a bit bats, but I'm down. Get it?
There's no charge. Oh.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. What has this become?
Yeah. So, but no, that'd be good to get those sorted actually, because I wouldn't mind playing them again. But again, I just don't have the time or the resource or the will to actually grind on them.
Yeah.
Which is the downside.
Yeah, same. It's I don't know. Maybe that's like the finishing at 3 o'clock after school, like extra at least like 2 hours of extra time doing nothing. Although like when I did pick up yellow again, I started playing it really like in a big way during my uni, and I used to play that on lunch and stuff, and it gave me a very primary school vibe.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd just be eating my lunch and playing that, and I was like, "This is really cool." Sitting on like a park bench.
I want to talk about something right now, okay? And fucking right. So get this, okay? So
I'm getting you.
high school, okay? I wasn't a popular kid, real talk, okay?
Mm-hmm.
High school, not a popular kid. I was like a fucking nerd, and also, I'll be honest, I was weird. I'll just say it's flat out, right?
Yeah.
I was just a weird kid, in all honesty. But one of the things that really fucking annoyed me about high school is there was a time period in high school where I started bringing in my Game Boy to play Pokemon in my lunch breaks. Okay?
Oh yeah.
I did this for about 4 or 5 months, and the whole time I did it, people were like, "What the fuck? Why are you bringing in Pokemon? Why are you playing Pokemon? Oh, what the fuck? That's like a kid's game, blah, 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 blah." I swear to you, I lost interest in playing it, and the second I lost interest, every other motherfucker in that school started bringing in their Game Boy and playing Pokemon with each other and getting hyped about it. And I was like, rah, what?
Mate, that's
Are you insane?
ahead of the curve there.
I was actually a hipster.
Yeah.
But I wasn't trying to be is the problem, right? Like, I didn't have like a stash or a fucking, I don't know, vegan coffee beans or whatever. Like, I was just... I was just doing things that was super unpopular, and then when I stopped, it became popular with everyone else, and I was like, why?
You got had, mate.
Very upsetting. Very upsetting.
Yeah, I can't say I ever had that kind of thing. In school, I was like
You were a cool kid at school, though, right? You were one of the popular kids.
I don't know if that's true. I know by kind of year 9, I didn't have any issues with anyone. Which was a big thing for me, and I think that's why I spent a lot of my time trying to be like a bit of a clown. Because yeah, if I was myself, I would have just been ridiculed, I think. So I like not within my friend group, obviously. You know, your friends take you for who you are and stuff.
Yeah.
But
your friends are your friends.
Yeah, but outside of that, I was a bit of a chameleon. Like, you know, I just kind of talk to people and then talk the way they're talking back to them, so that they think, oh, this guy's cool. Oh yeah, he's safe. Because then, you know, I never had any issues, and that was a big thing for me. You know, I used to skateboard, I used to listen to rock music. Used to get called a grunger all the time by people who weren't in my year.
I think that was just a blanket term for anyone who wasn't a fucking bad man.
Yeah.
That's literally what it seemed to be. You were either like a fucking bad man or, oh, he's one of the grungers. And it's like, definitely not, but I guess that's the label you've given me. So
yeah, it's true. There's 2 boxes.
Yeah. It's literally bad man or grunger, and that's it.
It's mad as well because the actual nerds had less of an issue than we did. Like the actual...
Yeah.
The people on the chess club type of nerd. I mean, I was in the chess club for like a tiny bit, but then couldn't be bothered.
Yep.
Um,
I didn't do chess club in high school. I did it in primary school.
yeah, you know what? I tried chess club in year 7, and I was like, nah, because I used to be in chess club years 4 to 6. That's
Yeah.
where I kind of learn it.
I was in a club much more manly than chess club.
Oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Jewelry making club.
Oh, nice.
I'll be honest, I was actually like the only guy in that club. And the reason I took it is because it was metalworking. Like they called it jewelry making club, but you were working with metals and learning how to do very practical things when it came to like smelting to a degree. And I was like, I mean, this is just good knowledge to have.
That's
Like,
pretty cool. I never had anything like that. Did you have
yeah.
food tech as well? Because we never had that in our school.
What is in as a class or as a
Yeah.
club?
Oh, either.
I don't think there was a cooking club, but we had it as a class, yeah.
Wow.
Because I remember the teacher I had, she only had 2 modes, which was devilishly sweet or devil, um, and and she could flip that switch in the same sentence 3 times.
Damn.
She was literally. Do you remember? So, do you remember the fucking teacher from Harry Potter who used like the fucking torture curses and stuff? Who wears pinks, the short one? I can't remember what her name is. It's like Miss Ulbridge or something.
Umbridge.
Umbridge, yeah.
Dolores Umbridge.
She was literally Dolores Umbridge, dude.
Oh shit.
I still remember how badly she freaked out when I cracked an egg on the floor. Because we were all given an egg each to do our project with, and I was a fucking idiot, right? But I didn't mean to do it. It was a genuine accident. Okay, I got my egg.
Yeah.
I tried to crack it on the side of the table like they'd shown us. I then held it over the bowl, and it didn't like open or crack open like it was supposed to. So I brought the egg up to look at. And as I brought the egg up, it then opened up and just dropped to the floor. And I was like, oh no. And so there's just this whole egg on the floor. And I'm like, miss. Oh my god.
That's rough.
And then she like screamed at me for half an hour before eventually I had cleaned it up. Because she refused to even tell me where the cleaning supplies were.
Whoa.
Right? So, and then I eventually cleaned it up, and then she gave me another egg and was like, "You're staying until you've done it," sort of thing. And I was like, "All right." So I stayed. I ended up having to stay a little bit later, like then the class ran.
Yeah.
I got it done, and then she was like, "You know what? I think you've just cooked the best one out of everyone, though." I was like, "Well, yeah, I didn't crack it on the floor because I'm a shit chef. I'm just an idiot. That's the problem." Fucking hell.
Referring to yourself in school as a chef as well. That's pretty funny.
Well, I never said those exact words because I wouldn't have sworn in front of her because that also would have been a death sentence.
Vince, yes, chef. I mean, miss. No. I have a slightly different food tech story.
Okay.
We were in science.
Yep.
So we didn't have food tech. Spoilers. We're in science class, and we were doing an experiment to determine. You can find out how many calories something has by.
Oh, I remember this one. Yes.
Yeah, you weigh a piece of material, and then I think it's something like you see how long it takes to burn.
Yep.
And then you weigh it after it's burnt. I'm probably missing something or oversimplifying
you
something.
could also tell by the color of the flame when you mixed it with an extra material.
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
Because the flame could turn like green or
I remember that.
Or super blue or purple.
I think green was like lithium or something. But yeah, I remember doing that as well. But yeah, the calories thing. So we were given bits of bread, and I just started fucking toasting them and eating it. And I turned around.
Wait, with a Bunsen burner.
Yeah, with a Bunsen burner. Yeah, the most butane efficient way to cook your toast.
Delicious.
Yeah, so gassy. So yeah. So that's the thing. I turned round, and my teacher has literally stood right behind me, and was just like, stay after. Like,
Nice.
oh shit. Oh man. I'll tell you something which wasn't funny, which seemed funny at the time. Right, so in science classrooms, you've got like the master switch for all the gas taps.
Oh no.
Right.
Okay.
People, if there was going to be like it didn't matter if there was a lesson on or not where you're using it. People would just turn on the taps, all of them, so that
Oh my fucking god.
if anyone was to hit the master switch at any point, you just hear like this, like of all the taps just fucking pouring out. I mean, that's funny, isn't it?
Oh my god. Yeah, man, that's fucking jokes.
That's
Just
jokes.
fucking, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that I mean, at least in like DT lessons, you know, doing that with the vices and like making sure they made that noise. That was fine, but not the gas taps.
Did anyone ever set fire to one of your taps? Because that happened in one of my lessons.
yes, that did happen. That was terrifying. Jesus Christ, I forgot about that.
Like it just comes out like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. I remember that happening on literally the tap next to me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I like ducked under the table, and then I heard the teacher like slam on the emergency stop button for the room, and I was like, "Jesus, is it safe to come up?"
Oh, that's so gross.
I've told you about the time that I accidentally melted off my fingerprints, right?
Jesus Christ! Yeah, accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was not good. That was not. The problem was with that is that there was a very delayed reaction to me realizing I had done it. So the TLDR for everyone listening is we were doing an experiment with what are they called, the tubes. What are the tubes called? Do they have proper names? The tubes. The sciencey tubes. Everyone's gonna know what I mean.
The rubber, like the hoses between the Bunsen burner, or
no. You know the glass tubes that you would put solutions in.
Right. Yeah.
I can't remember what they were called.
Solution tubes.
I don't know. People are gonna know what I mean anyway.
Yeah.
So I had one of them.
Walter White would have a heart attack even thinking about the way we're describing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's scary.
You don't heat up a... I can't remember what the fucking flask was called.
Yeah, well, that was what this conversation was about. but yeah, so like I had one of those directly over the hottest Bunsen burner flame that I could do.
Yeah.
And the teacher was just like, okay, firstly, that flame is way too hot. Secondly, you're holding it too close. And thirdly, like you're holding the tube at the wrong place because you had like a pair of tongs to hold the tube over it.
Yeah, I remember those.
And
tong tubes. Tongs.
I took the tube out of the fire, I turned the Bunsen burner down, and then I just casually grabbed this glass tube, held it, and while I held it in place, I then let go of the tongs and then held it then back at the top and just let go. I was like, there, see? Is that better now, sir? And he was there, and he was like, he had this super like sly smile, but also looked very worried, and he was like, did that not hurt?
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? Why would it hurt? And then all of a sudden, as I was thinking about it, I was like, hang on, my hand's starting to hurt. And I looked down and literally the skin on my hands where I'd grabbed it was melting off, like actually starting to drip away from my hand. And my response was like, fuck! Like this. I dropped the tube. Now, this is testament to how hot that tube was. I dropped that tube, which hadn't been under flames now for a good, 10, 20 seconds. I dropped it on my work, which was just a sheet of paper, and that sheet of paper burst into flames.
What the fuck?
I just dropped it. I didn't give a shit, though. I just dropped it, and I ran over to the sink and put my hands under the cold water.
Yeah.
And fucking... yeah, he was rapidly dealing with the fact that the classroom was now on fire. And eventually my hands stopped melting, but I had no more fingerprints. And the problem was it was a deep burn. I'd burnt like the fatty tissue and the muscle underneath.
Yikes.
So even putting ice packs on it wasn't helping. It felt like it was constantly being burnt, and I had to be sent home after an hour because of how much pain I was in. It was horrendous, dude. And then when it eventually all died down and everything, I just didn't have any fingerprints anymore on that hand.
That sounds
no
gross.
Fingerprints. It was crazy. So it was a lot of fun though.
Oh mate, those are test tubes. The name has come to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, is that it? They're just called test tubes?
Yeah, they're just called test tubes.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I was in jewelry club, I was in film club, which was like filming videos and editing videos.
Yeah.
I joined D&D club for like once or twice and then just didn't go back.
I don't think our school even had a D&D club.
What else? There were like loads. Oh, I was in the drama clubs. I was in like fucking loads of clubs. I loved extracurricular activity. I was just like, hell yeah, I want to do more shit after school. Let's go.
I used to do a lot of music stuff after school. Remember that? And during like lunch as well. That was pretty chilled. Just sit at a piano I can't play. Just try and play it.
Nice.
Every time. Yeah.
I remember using Cubase in my music lessons in high school.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
All
I forgot we got
Cubase
taught a little bit of that.
Yeah. Cubase.
Cubase. That's sick.
Cubase. We had to one of the music lessons we were given a short snippet from Edward Scissorhands, and they had removed the music from it, and they said, okay, make a musical piece for this, and they'd just given us a keyboard, and Cubase, and just gone, yeah, make a musical piece for this in 40 minutes. Also, by the way, we've not actually taught you anything musical, just go with your gut. So for a lot of people, it was actually super horrendous, like like just horrendous fucking mishmash.
I don't know, man. That sounded pretty sick.
Well, I mean, yeah, on the dubstep scene, that might be lit as fuck. This was before dubstep was a thing. But no, but there are a couple people who were super impressive. We had this one kid in our class who had perfect pitch.
Oh, nice.
And you could play any note on the keyboard without him looking.
Yeah.
And he would be able to tell you what key you've pressed and like what note it was.
Yeah, of course. It extends beyond that as well. You can it doesn't even need to be a keyboard. It can be the sound of a car horn, or birds singing in the tree. Like people can't switch that kind of thing off.
It was so nuts. I was like, that's impressive though.
Yeah, I'd love to have that ability. I can kind of, I don't think I've got perfect pitch, but I've got like the step down from that, I guess, where I can kind of figure it out, but only if I'm very familiar with like how that sounds on an instrument. So I will know a D chord if it's being played on a song because I recognize the sound of the chord, as opposed to like someone playing a random note. Yeah, I need the full context, basically. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Like you could recognize a D chord on a guitar, but not like on a drum or something. I don't know.
Like a
It was
piano.
really bad. Yeah, a piano. I don't know why I said fucking drum.
Well, drums can be tuned.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, some 70s bands, right? They used to tune the drums to the same key as the song before they recorded,
Interesting.
so that they would you'd play a song and even the drums would sound in tune with the song. Like everything would sound sonically perfect.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's mad. Like something you'd only do for like a recording. Obviously, there's no way you'd be able to do that live or anything. But
Yeah.
well, unless you're playing in the same key all night. But
Or you just have like fucking 20 different drum kits, right?
yeah, that'd be sick. Well, you'd only need 8, is it? 8 or 9
Is it 8
keys?
or 9? I don't know.
I can't remember how many keys there are.
I'm so far removed from being musically inclined, dude. I my idea of like music up until mid to late high school was like OSTs from video games.
Yeah.
Like
All
I
right,
didn't have a concept of music before that. Like and that might seem like super fucking weird for people to think about though. Like songs that you probably grew up listening to as a kid, right? Or like really enjoying. Like imagine that I just never even thought about music or listened to music in that way until like I was halfway done with high school.
Yeah. What's your big what's your large one OST?
What my OST recommendation?
Yeah. What would be your top 3 OSTs?
Oh, top 3 now. Okay,
I
I
mean
already know what my top 1 is.
let's say as well it can be film, it can be game, it can be TV.
So you've made it harder by making
I
it
know.
multiple genres.
Hey, we could do one for each. Top 3 for game, top 3 for...
Yeah, I mean it's super easy when it becomes just one for one sort of thing.
Yeah, I know, I'm complicating everything.
1 for 1, it goes like this, okay? It's Command and Conquer Tiberium Dawn, top OST, right?
Can't say I've ever heard that.
Or second top OST. Then it's Halo 3 as the third top OST. And the very top OST is Command and Conquer Red Alert 2 OST.
That's nice.
Because they have a song in that which is just the song, and it's called Hell's March. And honestly, it's so fucking cool because what the dude did was he found audio. This is Frank Klepacki, by the way. That's his name.
Yeah.
He found audio of a marching army, like perfectly in unison, and then he made an entire track to the beat of them marching.
That's so sick.
And it was for a war game, obviously, and it's so fucking amazing. I'll share it with you after this because it's got like dudes calling out on megaphones as well, and shit like that. It's really really cool. I'll be honest, yeah. So and also the other one, the Command and Conquer Tiberium Dawn, is also another Frank Klepacki OST.
Nice.
Like honestly, Frank Klepacki is somebody I would love to meet and just fucking like. If I could work with Frank Klepacki, I think that would genuinely be like a dream come true to a degree, if you know what I mean. Like I don't technically classify it as a dream, but it would be up there as some of my like most awesome moments if I could do that.
Yeah.
Film OSTs. This is now pretty easy. Because it's just film. So, Shawshank Redemption.
Of course, Thomas Newman.
Inception.
Nice, Hans Zimmer.
And I think third one. Probably gonna have to be Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Nice. I had no idea he did that.
That was Scott Pilgrim. Well, the Scott Pilgrim OST is like it's more like random songs and stuff, right? But they're done by multiple bands and shit.
Okay. I'm gonna look this up immediately just to see if
Have you seen Scott Pilgrim vs. the World?
Oh, of course, of course. I went to see it when it came out in the Le
Yeah,
Cinema.
because I mean, they actually even made a fake band for that called Sexpa Bomb,
Yeah, yeah.
and they genuinely made some of the music for it as well.
Yeah, they all learned how to play the instruments as well. They had like
Yeah.
full-on music lessons to learn it, which is pretty cool.
We are Sexpa Bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What?
So,
I'm just reading up some of the notes on Wiki for the thing, and it looks like there's just a ton of really high-end musicians who kind of got involved with the soundtrack, not just having their songs on it, but actually like the writing of other bits and pieces.
uh-huh.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
I quite like that as well. I think my three choices they're quite different in all honesty.
Mm,
My three choices there. But
I think
and
so.
then TV I'm going to go with say now I don't know if there's necessarily an OST behind them because I've never sat down and like listened to them.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go for the musical choices that those shows made.
Okay.
So first one is Luke Cage,
Nice.
right? Because they had some bangers in that. Then it's going to be Life on Mars.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
They've
What
just put that on
tunes?
Netflix, by the way.
Have they really?
Yeah, dude. Both series.
Oi.
Thought you were gonna like cough your guts up there. You're like, oh.
Yeah. I'm actually hyped. I'm gonna rewatch those, dude.
Yeah,
You have
same.
no idea.
Oh man, I have some idea.
Yeah. You have some idea.
I got some idea, but I do not have a clue.
Not a Danny LaRue.
Yeah.
And then actually, I think maybe, in all honesty, Scrubs.
Really?
I mean, they had some pretty good sad songs when they
Yeah.
did music. Like they had some really notable. Like so basically, I'm just going for the first ones that I think of that had like an impact, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like Luke Cage just had banging tunes, right? Tunes to groove to. Like they had like Notorious B.I.G. and shit in their OST, which makes me be like, okay, let's go. Then Life on Mars, classics,
Yeah.
absolute bangers, mate.
Bangers.
Bangers, right? And then Scrubs had like super super sad songs when they did have like music in there. And like even their like bass tune, right, is super sad. The dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Like how fucking sad is that one tune? And they play it like every episode. It's like it's supposed to be a comedy show, light-hearted, and then they just turned it into one of the saddest. Just oh my god, why is this my life songs of all time?
Yeah.
Go on. What about yourself? Give me top 3 game OSTs, top 3 film OSTs, and top 3 TV show OSTs. Then.
All right, let's do this. Top 3 game. Ooh, I'm going to start with Halo 3 as well.
Nice.
However, controversial. I know Halo 4 wasn't as good as game, but the score is just as good.
The score is insanely good. I will give you that.
It is just phenomenal. I'm disappointed I can't, off the top of my head, remember who composed those, but oh, dude, just like unbelievable. So yeah, Halo 3 and 4 can be tied. First place. Second would be Minecraft.
Okay. C418.
Yeah. I think any of the stuff that he's kind of put out to do with Minecraft is just so atmospheric, and it paints a mood.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to me because they're all random bits of music. However, you can be doing the same thing. So say in game you are digging for coal, and all you're doing is digging for coal, and then a random song plays. It will either make that digging for coal quite melancholy and quite peaceful, or it will make it really solemn and like introspective, or I don't know. It's just something about the randomness of it and how it all kind of ties in with the randomness element of the game as well. Love it.
Yeah.
So good. Third would probably be Portal's OST.
Oh, very good choice as well.
Yeah, just love that. Similar kind of thing. I think for me, I the game OSTs which are the best kind of paint the atmosphere, a bit like what you were saying with like Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
Same sort of principle in Portal. You know, if you haven't played it before, the music kind of paints the atmosphere, and then when the atmosphere changes, spoiler alert, the music paints that atmosphere instead. And you couldn't confuse those bits of music with each other. You can flick through the OST and you know exactly where you should have been in the game because of how tense it is, or because of how kind of urgent it is. So good.
The urgency.
Yeah, the urgency of the testing. Film.
Okay.
Gonna have to agree with you. Shawshank Redemption probably top tier.
Oh man, Shawshank Redemption wouldn't be the same film without that OST. It really wouldn't.
No. And I think like most of the films that kind of preceded that, if you look at any film that came out maybe a year, 2 years afterwards, like that kind of time lag, everyone was just trying to copy that Thomas Newman style of like big string sections and like really big sweeping chords, that kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. I mean, imagine putting something out and then everyone's like, let's do that thing because that is amazing. Like, man, imagine that accolade.
Yeah, imagine bringing in Pokemon for 6 months and then everyone decides to do it.
Imagine that. Can you even imagine that?
Can you even imagine that?
Next, I'm gonna match you as well. Inception. Hans Zimmer.
Yep.
I maybe listen to that OST more than any other film OST. Just so good. Just so good. I mean, everything Hans Zimmer kind of does, like his Dunkirk OST is huge.
Yeah,
huge.
it's insane.
But I've not listened to that one as much.
Yeah.
Oh, so fucking good. And he
really
did
is.
Batman as well, didn't he? And that is just phenomenal.
Yeah. He did the Dark Knight.
So that's number 2. Number 3 is right behind me on the shelf. Alan 2's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Okay. Very interesting choice.
So music kind of plays a huge part in that, the plot in that, just in terms of communication with other species and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's always really interested me. But I think generally as an album, as an OST, it's just it kind of sounds of its time. It's so space age for like the 70s, and yeah, that's really cool. I don't know, maybe if I could bonus it, maybe Star Wars.
Don't get me wrong, Star Wars is good, and I would never say that the music in it is bad, but I think it's about what you personally feel is like the music that has been most powerful to yourself. Right?
Yeah, that's where I kind of draw the line with Star Wars as well. I agree.
Yeah.
It's like it's really iconic, but
but how powerful was it to you personally?
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't turn me, mate. Didn't happen. So
ain't turning no trick today.
TV. Ooh. I'm gonna start with Stranger Things.
Ooh. Spicy.
Kyle Dixon and I always forget the name of the other guy. Carl Dixon, anyway. He's one of the guys.
Okay. Carl Dixon and the other one, as they're more commonly referred to.
Yeah,
It's
other
so
dude.
savage. So savage.
Yeah, I love Stranger Things, and again, like I don't think it would be much without its music. I think if you were to take away the music, it'd kind of really highlight that.
Yeah.
So that's top tier for me. Ooh, let's say Doctor Who.
Good. Very, very powerful choice. I like it.
But I'm gonna specifically say kind of David Tennant era for me. It's mostly nostalgia, but yeah, I've listened to loads of those songs loads of times.
You know what I might do if I can be bothered to actually do the editing? I might just put a snippet of some of the music in the background as we talk. Because that might be a nice way for people to hear what we're actually talking about.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Let's see if we can be bothered.
Yeah. You'll find out right now if we've done that or not.
Yeah. Now that I've had the idea, you found out whether I did it or not. Vince from the future here, just letting you know that I actually did edit in all the soundtracks. However, the second I uploaded it to YouTube, it was immediately copy-striked by Hans Zimmer. So congratulations, the video couldn't be seen worldwide, so I've had to take the tracks out, and we're back to the regularly scheduled program. Hell yeah.
They've been either listening going, oh, that's good that they've underlaid that because I wouldn't have a clue what they're talking about. Or they've gone, I really wish they would have underlaid it.
Yeah.
And now they're addressing the fact they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Third and finally, TV-wise,
yeah,
I've got no bloody clue, mate.
Nice.
I'm desperately trying to grasp it. I've probably got some stuff on my my computer where I could just quickly do a little search, but I'm trying to do it off the top of my head. The only one that's coming to mind is Top Gear, and that's not on the list. But I'm like, what's a TV show? Top Gear's a TV show.
Technically, you've got animations from that as well, so you could say something like Beyblade or
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Or Simpsons.
Yeah.
Or Rick and Morty.
Yeah. I've actually never checked out the OSTs for Rick and Morty. And Danny Elfman's stuff on Simpsons. I don't know, it's just a bit too jolly for me.
Yeah.
It's a bit too like everything's good and happy.
Everything is right with the world. Everything is not right with the world. Live in it.
I'm trying to think as well. Like, are there any documentaries I've seen recently where the theme has been like a kind of standout theme or anything? The only one that's springing to mind is a documentary called The Keepers, which has a bunch of string section bits and pieces over the intro. That's pretty cool. Mate, I genuinely can't think.
I'm surprised that you're having trouble with this. I mean, for me, I was having trouble limiting it to 3. Like, and for TV as well. Like, I really wish I had said things like, Doctor Who and stuff. But, or I wish I could have said things like Doctor Who and stuff as well. But,
yeah,
like, I don't know. I've got TV shows for days to think about.
Got them for days, my friend.
Got them for days.
Well, thanks for buying me more time just to have a look on Google.
Yeah, no worries. Like, honestly, some other notable mentions. Dexter, great.
Yeah.
Great music. Don't know about the show and how it ended, but you can't win them all.
I've actually never watched it. Still not seen it.
Really good show. Just watch it up until the second to last season, and then don't watch the last season.
Right.
Because it gets really fucking weird in that what is it? His sister starts getting feelings for him. Then he puts her in a coma and she dies.
Oh no.
He gets like, these are all spoilers, by the way. Whoops. Well, fuck it. If you've not seen Dexter by now, you never were.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah, I mean, also, actually, for movies, I want to give a big shout out to War of the Worlds. Because that's got some powerful tunes in it.
Yeah.
Powerful. Powerful. And for games, I want to give a honourable shout out to the Halo ODST soundtrack. The Halo ODST OST. Because that is pure fire.
I'm sorry?
The Halo ODST OST.
Mate,
so go on, what's your final one?
So the only other competitors I've come up with in my head, whilst you've been buying me time.
Yeah.
Are Wallace and Gromit.
Okay.
Which is not a bad shout, I don't think. They've got some pretty iconic music.
What's doing it for you? So
what's really doing it for you, mate?
Yeah, what's doing it for you, mate?
That is the real question that we're asking this week.
Exactly.
So please leave a comment below. What's doing it for you?
What's doing it for you? And just give us your absolute top OSTs for each section. Just give us your top game OST, give us your top movie OST, and give us your top TV show OST. Just the top of each. And then by then, hopefully, Craig will have thought of a third TV show.
That's going to be that's going to be a note underneath everyone else's comment.
Yeah, he's going to comment as well.
I'm going to come in with my third and final choice.
Yeah, just below.
I mean, you'd kind of assume that if something had that much of an impact, it would come to me straight away.
Yeah, you kind of would.
Maybe there's two. Maybe it's just two. And
wow.
I've never seen a third thing on TV in my life. Maybe that's what's happened.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. When I met you, you weren't the most well-versed in TV and movie.
No, I still really am not.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
I mean, I watch animes and stuff, and I mean,
animes is a part of a TV show as well.
Yeah.
You could say, like Elfen Lied or...
Ooh, Elfen...
Oh, Cowboy Bebop. Oh my god.
Elfen Lied was fantastic. I mean, there's some pretty good anime.
It's Elfen
I was about to say...
not Elfen Lied.
No, it's Elfen Lied, my friend.
No, it's Elfen Lied.
Oh, no.
I don't know who's
you
told
were lied
this,
too.
I got there before me. How dare
I got there. Yeah, I knew you were doing it. I knew it. I could feel it.
You son of a bitch!
I had to do it. I had to get in there.
Why?
Yeah, suck on that.
How dare you? How dare you?
Joe Mama. Got him.
These nuts. I'm so upset that you fucking got in there before I could. I was doing the setup and everything, and then you just fucking swooped in.
I almost thought, like, when you said it initially, I was like, has he said that so I call him out? Or what's he doing? What's your game?
I don't believe it, dude.
Oh my god.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Right. A quick fire round. I'll go quick fire. Okay, so let's go with Attack on Titan has a really good soundtrack, although it doesn't mean much to me. Sword Art Online, same thing. Let's go with Pokemon, probably more than those two. I mean, that's got some great tunes in it. And lastly, let's go with anything that Studio Ghibli puts out.
Not anything.
Ooh.
I think Studio Ghibli is maybe overrated. But that's a discussion for another large one.
Oh, you know what?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry to cut out your perfect ending there.
Okay, cool. No, it's fine. I was just going to end
No,
the
I do.
episode. Go on,
I've actually got one.
What, an ending?
No, I've never got an ending.
Oh, you...
I've got a third and final one.
Oh, okay, go on. Let's hear it.
It's the OST of The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is an anime, I'd still recommend you watch that, my friend.
Okay.
I'm giving no spoilers about it, but it's a spin on a slice of life anime.
Alright, I'll give it a go. I like slice of life.
Yeah. Like a slice of anything these days.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah. Especially of your neck, mate. That's what you get for taking my punchline.
There's going to be a weird small snippet of the OST for Haruhi Suzumiya in that like tiny section there. If you do it, the rest is just going to be us arguing.
Fucking hell. Okay, cool. So, one final big shout out to Tones.
Yeah,
thank
Tones
you
Tiger.
For not sending us any more Frosties. We appreciate it.
Thanks for not sending us any more ransom notes and
Yep.
Yeah.
You can keep my brothers. I don't need them anyway. I'm not paying the ransom.
I'm not paying.
You can have them. They're yours. So, yeah, big shout out to Tones the Tiger.
What a guy.
Big up to Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll. I mean, you lead the outro.
Okay, I'll do it. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks for listening, putting up with it for this long. Thanks for joining us on episode 4. I've been Craig. This has been Vince.
Oh.
Yeah. And we've been talking some large ones.
Yeah.
Join us next week.
Go large or go home. Bye.